Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Board of Health meeting for April 15th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. All right, as required by law, the town may audio or video record the meeting. Any person intending to either audio or video record this open session is required to inform the chair. All right, I think we can, I don't think there's anybody online, so, all right, we're good. All right, called the meeting to order. Any public comment? Okay. Minutes of the previous meeting. You don't,
Can't vote.
yeah, you can't vote. That was, yeah, March.
So you might have to continue the meeting in minutes until next month where.
Oh, we don't have
for
enough to
quorum.
vote on it. Yes, all right. The only thing that I had mentioned was on the last page was where it said the board would not be able to impose restrictions. It should have said the board will not need to impose restrictions.
So that's
No, this is on the minute meeting,
today's meeting.
yeah,
Okay.
or, yeah, last month's meeting.
That's my, yeah, that's it, right, March 19th.
So you can vote to make those modifications at the next meeting, but this meeting you'll just have to
This is March, right?
Yeah,
continue it.
that's April, this is our,
March, here we go.
Yeah, March
Okay.
meeting.
Here we go, here's the, March is up here, March is there.
okay, is that March? Okay, yeah, so the very last page,
Okay,
last page,
last page, here we go.
last page,
Here we go.
right there.
Okay.
Instead of being able to impose, I just said would not need to impose restrictions.
Need,
Well, that was my only that she can make for the next time.
Yeah, so the discussion on the meeting minutes will have to be made with everybody who's voting on them,
Over
so,
again.
yep.
Yeah.
So just continue.
Oh,
Pam is here, you can vote now.
okay.
great.
All right, so I'll wait till she gets settled.
We're, yeah.
Right, and we are,
We've already opened the meeting, we were just looking at the minutes from last month, where we're at.
I looked at them, yeah.
Okay, okay, and the only thing I had on the last page, where it said the board will not be able to impose restrictions, I'd like a change to the board would not need to impose restrictions. Residents can simply opt to not apply them to their properties. That's on the very last page.
Page 3?
page 6.
6,
6, okay. I read it and then I didn't put it back together.
at the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my only change. I don't know if anybody else had any.
No.
All right, do I
Okay.
have a motion to,
Motion to accept?
second?
Second?
Okay, and vote?
Aye.
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 All right. All right,
Business?
go ahead.
Fee waiver request from Rural Drive for Opioid Addiction Recovery, Cape Cod. Requesting waiver of food event service fee, $50 for event on September 7th, September 7th, 2025.
Okay, no, wait, where is,
Sure, we're stepping.
all right, so we had old business.
So if you wanna move to new business, so we can get the applicant out of here, and then you can go back
Oh,
to the
all
old
right.
business. That's
All right.
probably not an issue with anybody.
No, no, new business, okay. Okay, gotcha, go ahead, read it.
I just did.
Do it again, so they know where we're at.
Fee waiver request from Rural Drive for Opioid Addiction Recovery of Cape Cod. Requesting waiver of food event service fee, $50 for event on September 7th, 2025.
Okay, any comments or? Okay, any?
Motion to approve the waiver for the health permit fee for the Roar Ride for Opioid Addiction Recovery.
Okay,
Second it?
okay. Vote?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So now, we're back to,
Move
Old-
unfinished business?
yes.
If you want to take the applicant for 51 Ocean Ave under the second item under new business.
Okay, we can do
Oh, all right, we want to stick with new business.
Sure.
All right,
Stick with new business.
that. Okay.
all right.
Reconsideration of previously approved variance conditions, 51 Ocean Avenue, request to finish full basement.
Okay. Oh, that's, okay,
Yep.
that's you.
So Anne Marie, if you want to just take a seat or stand wherever you're comfortable and introduce yourself to the board. And
My name's Anne Marie Dooley, and I'm here, well, to request a reconsideration of the previously approved variance conditions. The house is 51 Ocean Ave in Harwich Board. Currently, there's a half basement. I did a renovation in
You
2015.
can sit. Go ahead, have
Okay.
a seat.
be comfortable.
And so, when they did the renovation, I was only approved to have half of a basement. So there's half a basement. The other half is a 4-foot wall with a 3-foot crawl space above it. So in the part that's open, I have a washer and dryer. There's a laundry area. So I wanted to add a bathroom down there, so I'd have a sink and some water, so I'm doing laundry. And I have a lot of grandchildren that come to visit, so I wanted to make an arts and crafts area down there, or a table for board games. And I think that I would probably need an egress window if I did that. So that's what I was asking to do. It's a small area. It's probably about 19 feet long and maybe 10 feet wide.
Okay. Oh, I guess were we supposed to open up a public hearing? Is that what we, no? Okay. All right. Looking over this, one of the concerns that I have, particularly with that window, is the fact that you want a full bathroom down there. And to me, if this is just a family room and crafts, I have concerns that it's going to be made into a bedroom.
Well, I mean, that's not the plan.
No, but it could be, and that's my
Okay.
concern.
All right.
That,
okay.
that I wouldn't feel comfortable agreeing to this with a full bathroom. I think there's 2 bathrooms upstairs that if somebody needs it, they can walk upstairs. My concern is that this would be used as a bedroom. Looking at the septic system, and I did check into this, that's really small. So my concern would be, adding another bedroom, even though you're not calling that. It has a great potential for being put into that, and that would be my concern. As far as finishing it, it wouldn't be an issue. I'm not comfortable with the full bathroom, or even a half a bathroom.
So just to give a little history on the property too, in June 2015, this matter was in front of the board to reconsider previous variance conditions at that time for the 1994 septic system. The applicant proposed demolishing the current structure and replacing with a 2-story, 2-bedroom dwelling. And at that time, the board imposed the condition that the full basement is to remain unfinished, is not to be used for sleeping. So one of the conditions that was set at that time of approval was this condition. That's why it's in front of the board, not just for the traditional no increase in habitable space without further Board of Health review, but a previous board did impose this condition. So the space definitely does meet our definition of a bedroom with the egress window and the full bathroom and privacy. So however the board decides to move forward.
Do I need to have an egress window?
You don't have to for our standards.
Okay. Could I do it without an
people
egress window?
Finish the basements all the time without egress windows.
Okay,
For us, it leaves, it doesn't provide an element of safety, so it's not allowed for sleeping if there is no
No.
access for
Right.
anybody to get out of there. So
right, I understand.
that would be where we would no longer, from my perspective, look at it as a full bedroom. I think the other concern with the board, though, too, or at least the chair, is the full bathroom down there.
Right. Well, I mean, there's no closet, there's no door, it's.
You can easily put a cabinet down there. Like, I just have a problem with the full bathroom in a room that you're going to be using, or that anyone would be using just as a craft or an extra room.
Right, and the laundry area, too. It would be nice to have some water down there in a
Or
sink.
then they have those sinks, the, what do you call those?
Like a utility sink?
Utility sink.
Okay, and can we have a toilet down there? I mean, just for the kids.
I guess, I don't know how the rest of the board feels. I just have a problem with two full bathrooms upstairs. I just don't see the need for a bathroom downstairs. I think
Yeah,
as
well,
soon
I'm
as you
just
do
thinking
that,
if they're down there doing projects, I mean,
I just,
it would be nice to
I
have
agree
a
with the
bathroom.
chair
pardon?
about my concern with the bathroom.
Yeah,
in the basement.
because even to make that into a bedroom for kids, at least they can go to the bathroom, they can take a bath upstairs. I just don't see the need for any bathroom downstairs when you've got two upstairs, and kids can easily walk up the steps. I guess that's my concern, that it would eventually morph into a bedroom of some sort. And I would have a problem with that based on what I'm seeing there. So, finishing it, putting a laundry sink down there and the washer and dryer, to me, that's not an issue, or even to finishing it off and let them play down there. But as far as a bathroom of any sorts, I would have a problem with that one. I don't know how anybody else feels.
I mean, it's just, it's not like there's a lot of strain on the septic, it's just me that lives there. It's just if they come to visit me.
That's not the point. The point is based on the right, to me, I just don't see a need for it. And particularly if there's only just you there and the kids, then the bathrooms are free. And kids, it's not like you've got a 90-year-old person that has to come up the steps to use the bathroom. So,
I think the further trouble with the full approval as presented is not necessarily the intent in which you plan to use it, but how it could be used in the future.
yeah, and that's
Because
all.
once it's approved, we can't unapprove it. So even though you may have minimal use for it now, if the property ever sells in the future and it becomes a rental property, and now we're, again, renting the space out to as many people as we can, and the system's being inundated, it's a really small system on a lot where you don't have a lot of space to replace it once it's in failure. So the variances that would be needed if this system fails are pretty significant. It's a tight lot.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
There's not a lot of room for a lot.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for listening anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you want to make a motion on, are you withdrawing your application, or did you want to allow a motion with conditions on it?
I'm not sure what we would do next.
Like, because you,
Well,
you
we
could
could
condition approval with the
Conditionally
removal of.
approve it, allowing you to finish the basement if you remove the bathroom and the egress window. If you want to continue to pursue finishing the basement so the kids can use it as a craft and family room.
I don't even
That's
mind
doable. The
I don't even
problem-
mind the egress window, because that's a safety, to me, a safety issue, a way out if there would be a fire. All right? My concern is the bathroom. I don't have a problem with the egress window. At least that's to me, that's
Yeah.
a safety issue.
Okay.
So, do we want to make a,
You can make a motion if you want to, and you can either follow through with the
Okay,
plan
sure.
that they set with revised
Yeah.
plans, or
yeah.
withdraw the application.
If you want to
It's-
finish it, just not with the bathroom. So, you want to go ahead and make a motion?
All right. I would motion to accept the new basement renovation plans for 51 Ocean Avenue with the one condition, the additional condition that the downstairs bathroom is eliminated. Aside from that, we would accept the previously approved variances for the setback.
They were already approved, weren't they, though? Except that.
Yeah,
With-
I mean, the setback variances are already in place, so it's just the
They're already in place,
conditions
so
that
all we
were.
need to do is approve the,
Want to approve a utility sink?
yeah, you could add that they could add a utility sink.
So if they're picket paving or not?
Yeah, they could use an
As long
utility,
as it's not a half bath or a full
Yeah.
bath, you would be
Yeah, it
okay
could
with
be
the
a-
finishing of the
those
space.
utility sinks, yeah.
Is that all right with you? Okay. I move to approve the reconsideration of previous variance conditions for 51 Ocean Ave with the following conditions. 1, the dwelling is restricted to a maximum of 2 bedrooms. 2, no further increase in habitable space or square footage without further review by the Board of Health. 3, no garbage disposal is allowed. 4, with the alteration of the current plans to eliminate the bathroom, but also allow for a sink next to the wash and dryer, a utility sink. And 6, that the conditions and approval shall be, or rather 5, that the conditions and approval shall be recorded at the Barnstable Registry of Deeds.
Okay,
Second?
okay, vote.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye,
Aye.
okay,
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
okay, thank you.
Okay, that's okay, new business. All right,
Now you can go back to old business.
yeah, old business. Oh, the old business. Oh, okay, I'll let you read that and then,
Old unfinished business. Continued discussion from March 19th, 2025, Board of Health meeting, revisions of regulations for private wells.
okay,
And just to confirm, we're all caught up on the previous discussions for wells in Kevin's absent.
Yes.
He watched the meeting last month, so
okay.
just
My
want to
thought-
verify.
My thought was that Carrie had put out a request from the county, regarding some of their regulations, and she has not heard back from them yet.
Just wanted to get the advice from the lab and the experts over there as to when they would recommend PFAS testing. And then furthermore, reach out to water, wastewater.
Yeah.
To get just some more insight on PFAS testing for you before you make a motion,
So-
to make any changes.
So I would like to postpone it till next month, and hopefully we will have something back from the county and some further information
Okay.
from the
Water,
Water
wastewater.
wastewater department.
Would certainly love their input.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would move to continue the discussion on revisions for regulations for private wells until May 2025. What
Second.
date exactly?
That
I believe
is,
20th or 21st.
no, don't be.
The 20th.
20th,
20th?
okay.
Move to continue the discussion until May 20th on the revisions to regulation for the private wells.
Second?
Second.
Vote?
Think about it.
Vote?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye?
Aye.
Okay.
So, who is gonna look at that again now?
So we're gonna, yeah, we want input from the Barnstable County Laboratory in regards to testing and what they test for and their capabilities to test for all the PFAS, as well as the cost on what that would be, and then their recommendation for when people should test for PFAS.
And then we're also gonna look at the water wastewater department for exactly which PFASs were,
Exactly,
Yeah.
So,
And if they what filtration is being done currently and in our water,
Yeah.
and what kind of systems can be put in place for private drinking wells, if any,
mhm.
so.
Has anybody initiated a new well?
Yeah, we have a few.
Initiated, they're gonna put wells in?
Yep. Yep, on, over off Pleasant, Lake in that area, there's some of those roads back there that are pretty isolated. And then I think Nathan Walker is another one over in that area. There's a road that's kind of isolated. Mhm.
I'd just kind of like to gather some further information on this before we make a final decision on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Health director?
Okay, so our health inspector, Jen Singleton, has been very busy organizing some great training opportunities. She started off with a shellfish training that she organized. So the health department will be hosting an educational session for our food establishments on May 21st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We have invited food establishments from the following communities: Dennis, Chatham, Brewster, Orleans, Wellfleet, and Eastham, Truro, and Providencetown. The training will be focused on raw shellfish handling seed to plate. The goal is to provide training on potential risk and best practices for ensuring food safety in shellfish handling. Presenters include experts in aquaculture, food safety education, and Vibrio prevention. Presenters include Ryan Birch from Brewster Department of Natural Resources, Kim Conkra from Cape Cod Cooperative Extension, Josh Restma, Fisheries and Aquaculture Specialist from Chatham Shellfish. Additionally, Keith Wilda, President of the Ark Shellfish Hatchery in Dennis, and Dr. Dale Levitt, VP of Massachusetts Aquaculture Association, oyster farmer, and shellfish hatchery to market. They will be joining us to discuss the journey from shellfish hatchery to market, as well as sharing some special shucking tips with the group. This meeting will offer valuable insights to ensure safe practices in handling, storage, and service of shellfish to protect public health. Then we have the service dog training. The health department has partnered with our animal control officer, Jennifer Harrington, and service dog owner, Caitlin Stike, and her service dog, Jones. This session aims to educate local businesses on the important distinction between pets and service dogs, ensuring a clear understanding of what is permitted regarding service animals within establishments. The presentation will cover the rights and responsibilities of businesses when it comes to service animals, providing valuable insight into how to properly accommodate and interact with service dogs in compliance with regulation. This event will be held May 13th at 2 p.m. at the Harwich Community Center. That's it.
What's the date again?
March 13th for the service dogs at 2 p.m.
March or May?
May 13th. It's a lot of reading in those two little paragraphs
I
for me.
read, and I read May, so I didn't catch it that you said March.
Glad somebody's listening.
All right,
Okay. Very good.
all right.
Correspondence.
I don't have any. Guess we don't have any of that.
No.
Okay.
Permits.
I didn't see any.
There's a handful. I don't have any questions about any of them.
No, I don't either. Does anybody have any questions?
No, in a way, yes. We always have this list of people, and I just can't get them straight in my head. They applied for a permit.
Mhm.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And it's like a one-time or that type of situation?
Yes, so these are all one-time, single event permits under, and it says under event
Yes.
permits.
Yeah.
Food establishments,
That's a new one.
that's a new license. Mobile
New
food
license.
truck, that's a new
All the
license.
trucks and all the other stuff that comes.
Yep,
They're all new licenses.
those are all new
And they
licenses.
pay the $50, is that what it is?
The
Those-
events are $50.
Yeah, the events,
Okay.
except for Roar.
Except for Roar, which we
you-
just-
You waived the fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any other questions? Motion?
I move to accept all permits listed on April 15th, 2025, with the inclusion that we are waiving the fee for the Roar bike ride.
Second?
Okay, second vote.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. Was there
Other.
other?
So just a quick note outside of the director's update, I'll probably put a little bit more detail into May's director's update, but we did hire a new senior health agent. Terry Garino will be starting with us next Tuesday, so look forward to.
What, this might sound ignorant, but what does she do? What is her responsibility?
She is essentially the assistant health director.
Okay. All right.
Makes more sense when you
Yes.
know.
Did she come from another town or anything?
So the last community she worked in was the town of Bourne. So she was there as the health director, and prior to that, the health agent. And bless you, Matt.
She's moving up further from Bourne.
Yeah, I
That's
think,
the good part of the gig.
yeah, I think she's looking a little bit more in this location, and we're lucky to have her come aboard, so.
Good.
Mhm.
Now, I have another question. So,
All
when
right.
you go into establishments, how does that, how often do they go into establishments? Let's say
As far,
tobacco,
yeah.
places like that.
So our food establishments are based on risk level.
Okay.
So the more extensive your menu, the more we're gonna be in there. And it can be a single inspection for like a home kitchen that might do limited baked goods on occasion, to a Witchemere, I'll just throw it out there, that has a more extensive menu. Does the raw bar, that kind of stuff, will be in there 4 times a year. So, the tobacco inspections twice a year, swimming pools, usually a pre-opening and a mid-check, because they're
Do all of those inspections.
unannounced. Well, the swimming pools are scheduled,
Well, yeah.
because somebody has to be there to unlock the gate for us, but everything else is unannounced.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Vote?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye?
Aye.
Right.
Aye.